Hello everyone, it's Old Guardian here. In this how to play video, I'm going to take a look at Conjurer Mage. It's also sometimes called Dragon Mage or Khadgar Mage. It has many names up at this point, this early in Rise of Shadows expansion. And this particular list, this is Apxvoid's list, a very well-known mage deck builder. And the deck itself, it is a very low spell count mage deck that resembles hand mages of old, but the real key card of this deck is Conjurer's Calling, and this card is simply phenomenal. A 3-mana twin spell, destroy a minion, summon 2 minions of the same cost to replace it. And the real engine of this deck is that you have Book of Spectres, which draws you cards, except it discards all the spells, but you don't have a lot of spells in this deck anyway. Then you have Twilight Drake that grows bigger when you have more cards in your hand, and you have Mountain Giant that becomes cheaper when you have more cards in your hand. So Book of Spectres enables bigger Twilight Drakes, enables earlier Mountain Giants, and then you have Conjurer's Calling, especially for your Mountain Giants. So then you start fighting for this game and go on for a long period of time with this deck, or it can also be a pretty brief game, because in the best case scenario, if you're on the coin, you play Book of Spectres on 2, you play Mountain Giant on 3, on 4 you play Khadgar and you coin Conjurer's Calling on your Mountain Giant, and the result of that is that you will have 4 minions on the board, and they will be either Mountain Giants or they will be Grave Horrors, because those are the only 12 mana minions, and Grave Horror is the 7/8 Priest Taunt minion. So, yeah, this deck can do just pretty crazy stuff. Also, the Power of Creation, discover a 6-cost minion, summon 2 copies of it. If you do that with Khadgar Power of Creation, you have a small chance to even find some charge minions for 16 or 20 damage burst. You also have a pretty decent chance to find some taunt minions to protect yourself and so on. So the deck has Khadgar, and Khadgar's have a few cards that summon minions, summon twice as many. This allows for incredible swings, with Conjurer's Calling, with Power of Creation, with Astromancer. Whenever you can drop in a Khadgar and then some summoning effects, then you're just going to swing the game incredibly. However, you don't draw Khadgar in nearly all of the games, and you don't have to. You can do fine without drawing Khadgar. Just that main engine of Book of Spectres drawing stuff, big Twilight Drakes, big Mountain Giants. That's really the heart of the deck. And then when you have 5/3 Witch Doctors, you can actually discover some useful spells. You have Calegos, which can also sometimes discover a useful spell and allow you to cast it immediately. This deck is still teched for very, very hard weapon removal, trying to beat those rogues, trying to beat those warriors, double Acidic Swampoos, plus Harrison Jones. You also have some tech against token decks. You run double mind control tech, allows you to steal some of those minions, so you can do much better with that one. Scale Worm allows you to trade some stuff on the board. Scorcher removes some 1-health minions from the board. Overall a pretty flexible and strong deck, and between Khadgar and these spells you just have a lot of plays that you can make. And a lot of options when you play this deck. The weaknesses of the deck are that it doesn't have a lot of healing, and its ability to deal with tokens is a little bit limited. So the worst matchup for the deck is against Rogue. Decks that can burn your face are difficult for this to deal with, and some token decks might be difficult. Some token decks this can do well against, with just the mind control tech. Swinging the board a little bit, then getting big stuff on the board so that you actually end up hitting the token deck in the face before they build a scary enough board. If you're looking for a mage deck to play, then this is currently the most proven mage archetype in the game. As for the mulligans with this deck, you're generally looking for the cards that help you really get on the game early. Book of Spectres for that card draw, Witch Doctor for a minion plus a spell, and Twilight Drake and a Mountain Giant to get that early board presence. In addition to these, it really depends on the matchup. If you need weapon removal, Harrison Jones, Acidic Swampoos. If you're facing token decks, Mind Control Tech, Dragonmaw Scorcher. If you're up against some rogues, then Scale Worm can also do a good job at early removal. If you enjoy this content, then please click the like button and subscribe to my channel for more. And now, let's go take a look at Conjurer Mage in action. I don't think I can try that. Marathon, do you like this deck? Why are you yelling? Well, so far this deck seems decent enough. Although there are weaknesses against aggression. Yeah, I don't want to spend the coin yet. I need to play the Witch Doctor next turn. Then I may need to coin the Scale Worm. Is this just a mech zoo? I need the Witch Doctor out there now. Many interesting spells. Can I hold on until a Flame Strike turn? Or do I need a Blast Wave? Is Blast Wave going to kill the tokens? Or are the tokens going to be buffed too much? Extremely interesting. I think I might need the Blast Wave. I might need the faster way. Blood takes your take on Zoo Warlock. Yeah, we'll have to see about that one. I mean, I built the mech Zoo before release, but that was of course 10 and now is now. Okay. Can't Scorch yet. This looks like he's going to Grim Rally next turn, right? Is he going to Grim Rally once or twice? Once. I need to ping there. Then I can coin Blast Wave to kill the minions after Grim Rally. Hopefully just one Grim Rally. 2 Grim Rallies would be unpleasant. Zero Grim Rallies. Why 0 Grim Rallies? Now I don't even have to use my Blast Wave. Now I could just coin the Scorcher. That was a strange way to play that deck. Why do you want to create a bunch of 1/1 tokens if you don't do anything with them? But he still has 7 cards in hand, so that's plenty of resources. Eggs. Scrambled eggs. Yes, scrambled eggs, clearly. Lackey power. All these discovered spells are making me... I don't know. So I suppose it's time to fill my hand, right? I will burn the next card. Does it matter? Do I care? But he has a ton of lackeys in hand, so is it too early to go with this? It might also be too early. Too bad I don't have 6 mana. 6 mana would have been useful. I just need to go with the Apple Bomb here. Are the Giants useful enough? I probably have to go with the Apple Bomb, right? How much damage can he deal if he has 4 on board? And he can't deal tons of damage with just 4 on board. I can play a Giant. Playing a Giant is fine. Giant means that if he plays Magic Carpet, I'm in a better position to deal with the Magic Carpet. He has 2 discovered Warlock spells, so he could have like Siphon Soul, but why would you ever pick Siphon Soul with that deck? Who knows? I wonder, why isn't Alex running this deck anymore? Why is Harrison in it now? You need a lot of weapon removal against Rogue and Warrior, and Alex just hasn't done a whole lot in this deck. Here they come, in large quantities as well. More? Yeah, do play a bunch of more stuff. Now some of these will survive. That is annoying. Well, that one has to go face, right? Maybe it doesn't have to go face. Interesting situation. Because I can just ping that and grab one of these. I still don't have to Blast Wave. I'll just ping the 1/1. I'll grab one of the rest. End up grabbing a rather mediocre one, but I do need to kill the Knife Juggler, because he's going to play a lot of small minions. That means that he gets the Spellzerker 3/3, but I suppose that's fine. 5 cards in his hand, we might be able to run him out of resources, except that one card was a Discovered Solarium, which just amped up his resources again. Should I uncraft Zoo? Why? Zoo is always good. Zoo is always a good deck. He has not played any Grim Rallies yet, so there is a chance that he can buff the health of these minions above 2. Sea Giant. Well, that's annoying. I mean, I have a bunch of options here. Are those options good enough? One option is to roast and kill the Sea Giant. Still leaves him with a pretty good board. Another option is to hit there, ping here and blast wave. I actually kind of like that. I can blast wave before the ping. That will leave me to 2 mana. I think I'll go for that one. Let's do the blast wave now. I get some mage spells. Not usable right now, but it's okay. I can ping that, so he has a Sea Giant here, but I have a taunt minion on the way, which he may or may not be able to remove. Then he uses his real Solarium, so this is Solarium number 2 in this game. And if this results in a magic carpet, then this Mountain Giant is, Sea Giant is likely going to hit me in the face, which would be inconvenient. I guess that's inconvenient too. In order to deal with this, so he has legendary minions now. It's unlikely to play more than 1 per turn. I probably need to play Mountain Giant and freeze this turn, right? This option is Crowd Roast the Sea Giant. That's pretty much the next best option. That would save the freeze for another turn. I suppose I need to do that. I guess this is the strongest play available to me right now. So 5 cards in his hand. Now everything is legendary. So suddenly I am struggling against this Rafam going phase. Probably, yeah. Rafam has no reason to trade. Oh, that's a very powerful minion. It gives him more powerful minions. Very well, very well. I probably need to freeze these. He plays 1 more. I'm unlikely to actually grab any. So if I freeze this, that's 4 mana, I will have 5 mana left. So I could of course do Mountain Giant. I probably need to do Mountain Giant. And I need to do the Fire Tree Witch Doctor. These are not very good. These are not very good spells, unfortunately. I'll pick the Arcane Missiles in case it helps me at some point. And I'll freeze these up. Do I trade? Do I trade into the Rafam? He plays another minion. This resurrects another minion. I don't need to trade yet, because I'm going to play Mind Control deck next turn. And I might steal the Rafam. He probably plays 1 minion. Maybe he is able to play 2. It's possible. It's unlikely for there to be chargers, but there could be a double Leroy, in which case I would be dead. Oh, that means that he's going to play a couple of 1/1s. That makes my Mind Control deck weaker. No. It doesn't make my Mind Control deck weaker, okay? So far so good. So I can I actually ping 1? Ping one and try to MC tech. 3 out of 4 to get a good one. Yeah, we're bringing one. And then I'm playing the mind control tech. Okay, I get the Geppetto. I guess Geppetto is fine. Then this fellow will trade away the rough farm. And this fellow will trade away the Muerte. This fellow will trade away the 1/1. And then I can play a Rotten Apple Bomb on this board. Alright, so we have achieved some level of swing here. He now has the Geppetto 1/1 legendary minions. If they happen to have battle cry effects, they are obviously very powerful. There's no silence effects. There could be like a Deathwing, of course. Deathwing would probably be game winning. Oh, that's incredibly powerful. You don't usually have board clears when your deck is only legendary minions, but in this case he did. That's pretty sad. I have 4 spells left in my deck. So playing the Book of Spectres means that I'm quite likely to draw some spells that will then end up being discarded. Unfortunately, I still think I need to play the Book of Spectres here and risk it. Hopefully I can get some non-spell cards. I can get some non-spell cards at least. I have 9 cards in hand, so I could get an 8-drop from the Astromancer. I have not found my Khadgar. I could also kill the 4/4, but how important is that? I don't think that's so important right now. It's more important to get a foothold in this game. So, Astromancer it is. Where one falls to, well, a fairly low tempo 8-drop. That's a little bit sad. Mossy Dragon Mage would be useful in some cases. Oh, a 1-mana card that gives his minions Echo. So now he can summon 3 5/5s. This is also something you don't generally expect this type of deck to be capable of. Which makes me a little bit sad. Also lose my safeguard. So many random things have happened today. I can't quite get a pair of Twilight Drakes with Taunt up, and I actually can. I think I need to do that. Get a pair of big Twilight Drakes out there. Big Twilight Drake. Big Twilight Drake. Taunt them up. Trade away one of the 5/5s. Trade away the 4/4. I actually think this is what I needed to do here. Because this gives me fairly decent protection. Oh, but I forgot to kill the Glinda. But does he have small minions? If he has some cheap minions, he can maybe take advantage of that. On the other hand, for the most part, those legendaries cost too much to really take advantage of that. Like this Mukla was a rare exception. Well, he can play 2 copies of Ziliax. Which I don't think he should have magnetized them together, though. I think that was weak. Even though he gets the healing, of course, but I still think that magnetization wasn't very powerful. Alright. Looks like I'm good to go here. I guess I just hit the saplings in, but that will give me 4 minions that I don't like. I want to find my spells. I could also double banana sapling here. I think that's fine. Let's double banana one of these. Use that to kill the Ziliax. And then I can play the Arcane Missiles. There's 3 1 health minions on this board. If they for some reason don't all die, then I can just ping the remaining one. And these can all go face. And I can play an Acidic Swamp who's out there. I don't want to, I mean I have 3 spells left in the deck. I don't want to draw with the Book of Spectres, I think. Not unless I really have to. He has 2 cards left in his deck. He has 8 legendary minions. Ysera is not a bad minion. I mean, you could get like... This is just a 3-cost minion. It's probably crowd roasting that one and then summoning 2 7-drops. Roaster deals 7, Ysera goes down to 5. Then I can use some of this junk here to kill it. Let's roast Ysera. Goes down to 5, then which of the... I want to keep the Death Rattle minion up. So then it's probably this one and the one ones. That will be used to trade. Ysera away. These fellows are going face. I'm fine if he draws himself deeper into fatigue. And then I'm going to call a pair of 7-drops from that. Antonidas and Gonk aren't bad. I'm still at 12, I still have 1 taunt protecting my face. I still have a Scale Worm that's active. I have Caligos for a Hail Mary to discover a spell that I can cast for free. Okay, we take that one. Shamans don't run that many weapons nowadays. But some of them do. Maybe I can afford to keep an ooze. I'm a little bit concerned about Hex hitting my giant, of course. What can you do about that? Happens. But let's see. I'm not really sure about the ooze keep. Because more shamans are Murlocs right now. More shamans are Murlocs than they are aggro overload or something like that. Okay, I don't think I want to spend the coin yet. I also don't know the archetype based on this card, because now the archetype can be anything. Now the archetype is Murloc Shaman. Ha! Alright, so we're pinging that fellow down. Let's see where we can go from here. Oh, leader. Damage incoming. That's a nice Scale Worm. I think it's worth coining out. Scale Worm, kill the War Leader. There we go. Killed that one. And then we have the MC deck once he gets a ward built. Good evening, Tonsa. Which was that one? It was Discover Spell. These lackeys can be very powerful if you get the right ones. Another War Leader. And a Zap. And that was not the Discovered spell, that was native spell from the deck. Alright. Damage is coming in a little bit quickly here. We got a 4-7 on this board. Next turn we can probably do some mind control teching, but is damage coming in too fast? Discover the Hex. That was very powerful. Because that didn't allow me to... Oh yeah, that was really strong. So I probably just died, because he was able to discover Hex. Oh, that's sad. He probably has, I mean, he only needs 3 from hand. This is basically an auto-lose. Don't know about... Yeah, that's 3. That's lethal. I mean, yeah, there's the chance that I play counterspell and he just drops the 8-mana spell into it, but I'm not playing with the assumption that my opponent is stupid. But I don't. Well, I kept an expensive hand. 4-drop and a 5-drop. Not that I have a whole lot of lower cost stuff anyway. This turn is best spent pinging this one so it goes down to 4 health so that when I play the Twilight Drake, then the Twilight Drake threatens to trade into it. Blink Fox. So is this just a regular Thief Rogue instead of something more nefarious? We'll see. He can of course always sap this if he likes. I generally wouldn't sap it yet. That's a little bit annoying because now there is a chance that he gets this one back. I don't want to give him this one back, so the best chance I have to not give him the Miscreant back is to ooze first. Other alternative is to Celiax down this one and use this to trade away the Miscreant. But that will give him the Blink Fox back anyway. If I play Ooze, I will have 3 mana available. That's not very powerful, now is it? Or do I have to let him keep the Waggle pick for now? Maybe I do. Maybe I have to let him keep the Waggle pick for now. I kill off this one. And I will kill off the Miscreant. Even though this means that the Blink Fox could of course trade into Celiax if it so desired. But it's unlikely that it would. This kind of baits the Greenskin, which I do like a little bit. I mean, that was an intentional bait. And because this bait then allows me to kill the Greenskin, then remove the Waggle pick. Kill the Greenskin, play Twilight Drake, then remove the Waggle pick. If I do that though, then the Fiery Witch Doctor will be inactive. But I want my Fiery Witch Doctor out there. And so actually I will use Fiery Witch Doctor, but I will kill the Greenskin, which will deny the Waggle pick effect. Then I will remove the Waggle pick. And then I will use the Fiery Witch Doctor. And that will give me a Frostbolt, which seems like an appropriate card. I could have used it to hit face here so that he wouldn't be able to dagger down the Twilight Drake. I just thought it would not be enough. Alright, so I'm still at 22 and I have dealt with the first Waggle pick. Obviously there is still a second Waggle pick and there's Leroy. We'll see. Discovering spells is also nasty. Rogue has a lot of good spells, none of which I am a huge fan of. But using a Vendetta on a 1 health minion has got to feel bad. And that unlucky move also has got to feel pretty bad. So this will be an Astromancer turn. This will trade away that fellow. This will hit into this one. And then I will take this opportunity to develop the Astromancer. Well, I should have developed the Astromancer first. I didn't think that I could get rushed, then I would have saved a minion. Nah, that's awkward. Yeah, should have played the Astromancer first. I didn't think that there was a 6 mana rush minion. I clearly forgot that such a minion existed. Second Waggle pick, but I have a second Ooze. So I still have a chance here. This is not over. It's not over till it's over. I suppose I will take this trade here. Then I will remove this Waggle pick. And then I will try to play a Rotten Apple Bomb on the way. See what happens with that. Obviously, this deck runs 2 copies of Sap. But can he deal... 18 might be a little bit too much for him still. I mean, Leroy, Shadowstep, Leroy, Eviscerate or Coldblood, that would be 16. So I'm assuming that 16 is kind of the top end of his burst. Who knows though? Who knows?
Welcome to the show.
So far so good. That Khadgar is coming down next turn with the Power of Creation. Is it good enough? We'll see. That means that would take 5 spots on the board. But there might be some trading going on too. So I probably do need to set up something here. This one can trade away that one. I mean, I have these rush sparks in hand. I can use these fellows. Rush sparks can kill a couple of these. I guess I can just ping down that one. This one can go face. I think I will develop the scale worm here. Because I expect that I may need to do some trading. Khadgar Power of Creation is not necessarily... Khadgar Power of Creation means that I have 1 in 5 to just get 16 burst damage next turn. Let's see. There's still pirates, but there's no more weapons. I mean, I am always going for Khadgar Power of Creation, no matter what happens here. I mean, I don't see anything else being done here. Can I get a good one? Yep. That would be the high roll. I need the mind control deck to beat Token Druid, probably. I assume it's Token Druid anyway. That was just... I don't know. It deeply affected me. Which Doctor is good top deck? So it is a Token Druid. There are always Token Druids. Deal 2 damage to a minion. Vaporize a minion. Polymorph a minion. What do I need against Token Druid? I would need AoE. I would not need actually any of this stuff. Maybe the 2 mana deal 2 damage to a minion is good enough. Because I will need to kill minions at some point. I would rather do it in a different way.
Where my trees at?
Okay. Interesting things. I'll of course kill that one. But I suppose I'll play the Ooze. The Ooze challenges the Dendrologist. His hand has to be pretty weak when he's playing these cards. Right, like this. So no landscaping.
Power takes many.
A 1/6 taunt minion. Well, I'm just the perfect answer for that one. Would be more perfect if I could ping it, but they should also do reasonably well. Alright, so far so good, but at any time he can just turn this game around with his tokens. That's the thing. Is this an icicle turn? This looks like an icicle turn. Icicle, great spell. Highly recommended. He has another Blessing of Ancients, of course, now in hand, so he can play the 1/1s and he can buff them up. So I can't kill them off with the Scorcher. Won't be that easy. Or he can do stuff like that. To which the correct answer is to play the safe card, I suppose. But I guess trading one of them. Because he can still buff up. He might or might not have a swipe. We'll see. He can just buff these up to kill this, but if he buffs it up to kill this, then at least they also still die. Soul of the Forest is smarter. So how do I deal with this now? Just play Ziliax and hit 12 to his face. That's an alternative. I know he has Blessing of Ancients. I mean, I'm a little bit intrigued about that option. to be honest. Just a little bit. I'm also a little bit scared of it. The more traditional way would of course be to start clearing this up. 7 held on this one. And Divine Shield. We're doing it. I'm just punching everything to his face. Let's see. What can you do about the 7/7 Divine Shielded Vault safe now? I assume you can do many things. But what exactly? You got to do something. Okay. Well, that's just enough to kill it. And then you do get the other... You do get the others twin spell off, thanks to Vargot. We will have a bunch of 3/3s on this board. And of course the 4/8 Vargot. So I could kill the Vargot. Do I want to kill the Vargot? I don't know why what's up with the taunting. So I have around 20% to get lethal from Power of Creation. That's one option I can do. What other options do I have? I mean Mountain Giant. Mountain Giant isn't that great. It probably dies. Let's try the Power of Creation. Didn't quite find what I wanted. I could grab a pair of Spark Drills, I suppose. Pair of Wind Fury Harpies. Can he kill all the Wind Fury Harpies? Let's find out. Can you kill all the Wind Fury Harpies? And Vargot only casts the spell at the end of the turn, so it doesn't cast the Savage Roar right now. It only casts it at the end of the turn. So what do you have there? That's a swipe top deck. And that's going to be another swipe at the end of the turn. Actually, that's really strong. Oh dear. Swipe is just a card. I assumed he didn't have swipe because there were good opportunities to use it earlier. And obviously he didn't have swipe because he top decked the swipe. So there's that. So now there's going to be a swipe to my face. I'll go down to 19. Well, now I have to go back to just killing the Vargot. Yeah, I'm forced to go back to that plan. Fine, I'll kill the Vargot. And I'll ping face. Let's see. A pair of 3/3s. They can kill the 7/4 and he can play 5 2/2s on the board. That is something that he can do. He plays 3 1/1s. Okay. Oh, another 3. Well, this starts to look... But now we can just scorch all of these. So this wasn't quite an answer that he was looking for. I'll just scorch them all. And play the Apple Bomb. And then what? Well, I don't have lethal. If he armors up, I'm one off. Well, I can discover some spells. If I find a burn spell, I can kill him. Well, I didn't find a burn spell, but I did find a flame strike. So I guess we'll do that. And put him down to 2. And now is it over, finally? Yes, now it's finally over. A very strange game. I think I need to keep the crowd roster if I want to keep the Witch Doctor, because this is only a 6 dragon build. That makes it a little bit inconsistent. Which ones? Bomb Warrior, Control Warrior, Mech Paladin, Mech Hunter, Token Druid. Tempo Rogue and Zoo Warlock. That would be 7 decks that you can play to Legend right now if you like. Right now. Right this very second. You can take them to the ladder and hit Legend. Do you think Token Druid will stay relevant? Right now it looks like it will, because there's no viable aggro decks at the moment. And aggro is what keeps Token Druid in check. Well, some control decks can do it as well, but what do I make of these cards? I don't have a play for next turn. But I don't think Mirror Entity is going to cut it. I think I need to pick up the book. I need to draw more cards next turn. This can be painful though. Rogue is the best counter to this deck. So I don't have high expectations of this game, but I think I want to play the Book of Spectres next turn. Because that can give me weapon removal and that can give me mind control tech. And those are some of the cards that I would need. Fan of Night is a bit of a surprise. Not very used at the moment. Can this be some kind of miracle? Well, let's play Book of Spectres, see 1 spell. 1 spell. That's the perfect amount. 9 cards in hand. Sweet. He obviously did not have a tug, because if he had a tug he would not have done things like this. And now I can ooze away his Waggle pick, which I suppose will be appropriate. Of course I can fit in a giant. What am I even talking about? I can play giant and coin ooze. I'm being all silly, I forgot I had the coin. So it's giant... yeah. Giant coin ooze. That's a clear turn. Dread Corsair, bye bye, back to the hand. Yeah, not coining the giant, that doesn't work. I am aware of that. But coining the ooze works a little bit better. Apparently, at least. I'm a little bit reluctant on using the Sunfury Protector because this kind of deck definitely runs 2 copies of sap. So we can just get rid of stuff fairly easily. If he runs Waggle pick, then this is not actually a questing adventure type of Miracle Rogue. This is just your usual stuff. An evil miscreant. Ooh, that can be... oh! That turned out to be a fairly powerful turn indeed. Cheap spells, cheap everything. What's there not to like? Do I have to kill the apprentice? So many things I don't like here. I mean, it could be killed with like a Ciliax. They can always trade away the Ciliax afterwards. Do I go for board control or do I go for face? I need to make some choices. I might actually go for board control here. He doesn't have a ton of cards in hand. I'll be fine in a long game. I'll be fine in a long game, I believe. I just go for board control for now. He gets to keep the faceless lackeys here for the time being. But I think this is acceptable. I would really like to find a Conjurer's Calling though, because that would turn this Mountain Giant into tons of things.
This guy's toast.
But now Mountain Giant will be gone. But he spent a lot of resources to get rid of it. That's not all bad. Scale Worm could give me some immediate response. Twilight Drake is slower. He can still have saps. I think I can afford to go with Twilight. Can I really afford to go with the Twilight Drake now? Or do I need to Scale Worm down one of these? Is that overreacting? No, it's fine. It's fine to go with the Scale Worm. Ping the 1/1. Which one do I Scale Worm? I Scale Worm the Blink Fox. I mean, obviously he can just kill this with like Dagger. But let's limit the amount of damage he can deal. do that at this point. It's just populating the board quite effectively again. And 2 copies of Power of Creation in hand. There's still the possibility that he has saps available. Getting a 4 health minion out there isn't doing a whole lot.
Interesting.
Scorcher is doing even less. Scorcher could be turned into a semi-decent taunt minion. That doesn't care too much about potential sap. I think I'll play the Scorcher and turn that into a taunt. Let's try this. He has 2 lackeys. And he has a mage spell. And 3 other cards. So that's lackey number 1. Oh no, discover a spell is a good lackey. Does this version even run saps? Of course it runs sap if it runs Vagglepick. There's no reason to not run sap if you run Vagglepick. The Vagglepick type of deck always has to have sap. It would be crazy not to run it. And he's at rank 2, he can't be playing a terrible deck, right? The deck has to be able to do something. Discovered another Vendetta. That was nasty. A lot of pressure going on. Ouch. So my options, I could go with Rotten Apple Palm and Ping, or I can try to go with Power of Creation. He will have 10 power on board, so something like Leroy Shadowstep would be lethal. The Apple Bomb is not doing a great job stopping him either. I think I need to go with the Power of Creation, see what I can pick up from this one. I can pick up a pair of 5/12 taunt minions. I think that is acceptable. Let's try that. So now even if he has 1 sap, there's still a 5/12 blocking his way a little bit. This might help. I can totally see how this can help out. Gets another random mage spell, so he has 2 mage spells. This deck looks like a lot of fun, and this is a pretty decent deck.
I did this. I cursed them all.
Arugal. I don't mind an Arugal. So that was everything. I guess I'm a little bit disappointed. Do I just go for another Power of Creation here? What options do I have? I can do like Book of Spectres. I can do Book of Spectres. I can really do Book of Spectres. If I can find like Mind Control deck, that would be pretty sweet. I can find Mind Control deck. That's pretty sweet. I can even play the Giant first. The minions. So I can play Giant into MC tech. And then I can kill his Arugal. And then I suppose this one is just going face. So now the tables seem to have turned a little bit. Or have they? Oh, a 3 damage fan. Beautiful fan. But is that enough? It's enough to avoid lethal. Because now he can trade 3 trees into the 5/6. And that would mean no lethal. Or he could have Mind Blast.
The Brotherhood shall prevail.
And a 10/10 Edwin. Well, what do I do now? I suppose I have to react to the Edwin. But I have to maintain my taunt minion. I should still win this in the near future. It's okay. It's no problem. But I have to sacrifice my Mountain Giant. Oh, I hate it when that happens. But I can't risk Sap Leroy killing me. I simply cannot risk it. Fine. We deal the damage. We trade. We trade some more. And I'll play Mind Control Tech on the board. He's not going to have 4 minions on this board anytime soon. Ooze can still be useful for the second Waggle pick. Should he find the second Waggle pick here? He found the second Waggle pick. But as I said, Ooze can still be useful here. That's 10 damage, so I have around 20% to kill him with the Power of Creation. But I can do safer. Yeah, we're doing safe here. I think there's no reason for me to give him any percentage to actually win the game, when I can give him 0% to win the game. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the show, please click the like button and subscribe to my channel for more.